everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and today we are going to do a budget with me for the second paycheck of March. So let's go ahead and mark off what's already been paid. So the first 2 weeks of bills pretty much have already been drafted out of our accounts. So AT&T is paid for, State Farm, Tithe, Hulu, Tithe, the first 2 weeks of preschool, Spotify, the gym, rent, this tithe, and that should be up to date. Oh, and the truck payment. So I believe in my last budget with me, I said I was going to budget for the truck in this paycheck, but I went ahead and used some of the savings that I had in our accounts to go ahead and make that transfer. And so really I'm just going to be paying ourselves back that savings we had in our account on this paycheck. So we are going to be budgeting basically from the 22nd through, it looks like the 5th of April. So not very many bills come out, but we do have our spending on our credit card that we'll have to pay off using this check. So let's get started, and I am going to go ahead and take the sheet out because it's just easier for me to write on. And this is going to be our paycheck for March 22nd. And we are going to be budgeting with $4,413. And let's go ahead and start with bills. So first we are going to tithe. So I'm going to put that at $410. My husband's checks are a little higher right now because they are not taking out for his 401k. So eventually these will go down. But for now it's higher. So preschool, it's going to get its normal $260. We have our internet bill, which is $95. And then Netflix, which is $13. Comp International is $50. And then our AT&T bill, which is going to be due on the 1st for April, is going to be $230. So it is a little bit cheaper because my husband's Apple Watch stopped working, and so I canceled that service. So that brought it down like 20 bucks, it looks like. So let's add up our bills. And that looks like we have a total of $1,058. So we're left with $3,355. Let's go ahead and drop it down here to our variable spending. So we have done some unplanned spending the past 2 weeks. So we took our son to Legoland, and that cost us about $150. My husband needed some new clothes to start his new job, so that was an unallocated expense. And so we are kind of tightening up the budget for these last 2 weeks. So for groceries, I'm gonna budget $150 for the last week of March. I am hoping we will not do any more dining out, but I'm gonna go ahead and budget $40. My husband just filled up his truck and my car is good on gas, so we should only need maybe one more tank, so I'm gonna go ahead and put $60. And then for household expenses, I'm going to budget $200. And then we're going to pay off the Chase card, which already has expenses from the first 2 weeks, which are going to be mainly our variable spending. So I'm going to allocate $1,000 to have that paid off by the end of the month. So our variable spending is going to be $1,450. Which is going to leave us a remaining of $2,105. So let's go back up to the top and write debt. So we paid off the Best Buy card last month, and so our next target is going to be paying off one of our cell phones. So if I can, I am going to budget to have one of our cell phones paid off by the end of the month. So that will be an extra payment of $260 that's going to go towards AT&T. And so that's going to be $260 for that total, and we will have a remaining of $1,845. Now, if we do not stay within budget for our variable spending, we may not be able to do this, but I'm going to try to stay hard within these numbers and have no extra spending, so that way that we can reach this goal. So now if we jump to savings, we have our normal 2 high yield savings accounts that are auto drafted. And so those automatically get $50. And then we have our 10K savings challenge. And we need to budget $370 for the last 2 weeks of March. For that. And then if you watched my cash stuffing video for March, I was short about $85. 60 of that was going to be for debt. And so I'm just going to leave that in the bank, and it's already included here. But towards sinking funds, we would have needed another $25 to fully fund what I would have liked to stuff. So we're going to allocate $25 more towards sinking funds. And let's go ahead and total this out. So that gives me $1,350 that I am putting back towards savings. So this is money that I used to cash stuff my last sinking funds video. But really what I'm basically doing is putting all our savings we had in the envelopes into the bank, and I kept my cash though. So I am not saving an additional $1,300 this month. This is basically just swapping my money from in hand to the bank. And so the total for savings is $1,845. And so remaining we have 0. So down here on the last category, I like to double check myself. So for income, we started out with $44.13. Our bills totaled $1,058. Our variable spending totaled $1,450. Our debt was $260, and our savings totaled $1,845. And let's make sure that that is a zero-based budget. And we are off $200 somewhere. So this probably should have been $1,150, which would make this $1,645. Yeah, so I must have hit plus somewhere. So now we are at a zero-based budget. So next I will be doing a cash stuffing of the $25 and the $370. So it will probably be a short video, and then after that we will be ready for our April budget overview. So this year is flying by. So let me know how y'all's budgeting journey is going, if you're paying off debt or saving, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.